are now listening to the IELTS podcast. Learn from tutors and ex-examiners who are masters of IELTS preparation. Your host, Ben Worthington.
Hello IELTS students. In this tutorial we are looking at some brand new IELTS Writing Task 2 questions, and I will give you sample answers, and I'm also going to give you a couple of frameworks for you to use when you face similar questions or the next time you face a task 2. And I'll be talking you through the whole process, and although this could be interpreted as information, I'd like to honestly think of it more as a tool, okay? Because as you probably know, if you've been visiting the site, what I've been going on a bit, quite a lot recently, is using tools to pass the IELTS exam rather than information. Now, we probably need a little bit of both, but I think though the students that are passing at Band 7 or higher are definitely using tools. Now, not only do I consider frameworks tools, but also the new essay checker we've got on our site that, you submit your essay and you get scores, estimated band scores for each criteria. If you haven't used that yet, I suggest you get a move on, because very soon we will have to restrict the amount of free criteria that we give away. So at the moment you get a band score for each criteria, and I think in the future that's going to be changing, and to get all 4 criteria scores you'll have to pay. But at the moment, as I said, it's completely free. And if you want more detailed feedback, if you want a more complete explanation of why you got band 6.5, for example, in task response, then you can upgrade, and you probably want to upgrade so that you can get that more detailed feedback that you need in order to, because we're talking about small margins between 6.5 and 7, and these explanations will just help you accelerate faster, help you move faster. And I still think this is a ridiculous bargain. It's like, I think $12 a month, $12 USD a month, or you can get it for as little as $6 a month if you use it if you subscribe for 6 months. So from as little as $6 per month, you can submit as many essays as you want, and you can do there's 2 approaches being used at the moment. From what I understand, there's the machine gun approach, which I'll tell you more about later, which one of our students used. And there's kind of like, the incremental steps. So you write your essay. In fact, you don't even have to write an essay. You can just find old essays that you've written in the past and submit those and work on those. But the incremental approach is you submit your essay, you get the feedback, it pinpoints the areas you need to work on, you modify them, and then you submit again, because at the moment you can submit as many as you want to, which helps you significantly. Right then, the next tool I want to talk about is more related to these new IELTS questions that our students have seen online in the exam, and that we've also seen around online, the internet. So let's get stuck in. Some people prefer to spend their lives doing the same things and avoiding change. Others, however, think that change is always a good thing. Discuss both these views and give your opinion. Right. Framework. What's the framework? What's the system we're going to use here in order to save time for the, considering exam conditions, and in order to make sure we're going to score full points for task response? Here's what I do, and here's what we teach. Something similar to what we teach. Obviously, I'm going to go a little bit faster, but we're going to split it up. We're going to get 2 ideas or 2 positions for each body paragraph. Some people prefer to spend their lives doing the same things and avoiding change. Okay, paragraph 1. Discuss doing the same thing and avoiding change. that is my position for body paragraph 2. Others, however, think that change is always a good thing. Body paragraph 2, because the next sentence says discuss both these views. We're going to discuss both of them and give your own opinion, probably in the conclusion. Right. So we've got two positions here. We managed to split the question up quite eloquently, and we've got two positions. Now we've got these two positions, we can start generating ideas. Now, here's the next framework I suggest you start using. It might take a while, but in order to generate ideas, in the past I've said you've got to fill your head up with ideas. You've got to start reading around the subject. That's true. Here's another framework I want you to try out. Here's another suggestion. Looking at it from different perspectives. Turning it around in your mind. Okay? So let's just start with body paragraph 1. Doing the same things and avoiding change. What's the good thing about this? What are the advantages, basically? So we can get a routine. Okay, we're just doing the same things all the time. We get a routine. From a routine, we can get stability. We're developing it. Avoiding change. Well, we don't have to learn anything new, so we can specialize, I guess, and get better at the things we already know. Okay, so we've got a few different points there. Now, let's look at this from a cost perspective, for example. What are the advantages from a cost perspective? Well, also, if there is less change, I could probably save money. It's probably better for me financially because I'm getting better at developing my skills. I'm not paying for courses to learn new things, and I'm not losing time in the so-called learning curve. So by being able to look at it from the cost perspective, I can develop it even further and make it sort of like more realistic and make it like based in the real world, sorry. So from those bullet points, we could definitely generate our body paragraph. In fact, it's super simple. Once you've got a couple of ideas, we can drop them in our Band 9 framework, and this just accelerates your learning ridiculously. Moving on, body paragraph 2. Others, however, think that change is always a good thing. I'm just going to go with it. Change is definitely a good thing. Now, in my essay, I would never use the word thing because here at IELTS Podcast, we're all Band 7, 8, 9 students. We have got more accurate vocabulary rather than thing. So what would we use? Well, we'd say it's a good development. So anyway, back to the position. Change is always good. Why? Develop your answer. Why? Well, you can, it's basically the opposite of what we've just written. So change is good because, that's an essential word, because. Change is good because you're going to learn new skills, take advantage of new opportunities. You're going to be more employable because now you can go for multiple roles, whereas in the past you could only go for one. Change helps you to become a better human being because if you have a more open mind due to constantly adapting to change, you are more likely, notice the hedging there, you are more likely to be understanding of different cultures and different ethnicities and peoples and religions, whatever. Okay? And we could also look at this through a cost perspective, but then it seems like we're contradicting what we've just said. So I wouldn't recommend looking at the different point of view through a cost perspective again. We could, in this instance, we've looked at it through a more sort of like empathetic viewpoint, a more integrationalist viewpoint, a globalist viewpoint, whatever you want to say. Okay, so we've got our ideas from there. Again, we would just drop them into our Band 9 framework. We've got 2 high-scoring, beautiful body paragraphs. Conclusion. We could say there's lots of advantages. However, in my honest opinion, I believe specialization is definitely a superior. No, actually, I'd probably go for a mixture. I'd say a balanced viewpoint, or a balanced approach to change and stability is definitely the superior option due to the anti-fragile nature it endows. Wow, look at that for a finishing sentence, finishing thought. Anyway, there we go. That's basically your essay, and then introduction is usually a reflection of your summary, of your conclusion. Next essay. Next question. Although parents are responsible for raising a child, outside influence plays a key role in their development. To what extent? Do you agree or disagree? I completely agree. Having become a parent recently, and having my own kind of like mindset of everything's my own fault, personal responsibility and all of this, for me personally, it's easier to go with the first thought in that sentence, that parents are responsible for raising a child. Outside influence plays a key role in their development. And then again, for the conclusion, I think I'd probably go with both points are correct here, rather than just picking one position. However, for body paragraph 1, we're definitely picking a position, and I'm going to say parents are responsible for raising a child. Escaping, okay, that's my position. Why do I think this? Well, escaping this responsibility, denying this responsibility, is an excuse for avoiding your responsibilities as a parent. 2, if you leave it to, no, I don't want to go into outside influences because that's going to be body paragraph 2. Stick to the point. So I am responsible for my child because I am the parent. 2, I want to create a child who is a model for the rest of society, who's going to fit in, and it's too big a task to give to an outside organization or whatever. It's too big a task to give to somebody else. It's too risky to give to somebody else, for example. Okay, so, and then again, I could even use the cost perspective and just say, also, there's an added advantage in that it's probably cheaper. It's cheaper to develop a child yourself than to give it to somebody else. Maybe I wouldn't use that, but I could say it's more economical to do something such as homeschooling rather than pay for an external tutor to come in for 8 hours, or an external nanny or babysitter to come in for 8 hours a day, for example. Okay, so I can use the cost perspective there. Body paragraph 2. Outside influence plays a key role in their development. This is true. This is why schools are so important. This is why even babysitters and families are important. This is why some strange family members are usually estranged, are usually excommunicated from the family, because most parents don't want any negative influence on their child. So outside influence definitely plays a key role. And I'm guessing what the question wants here is something about screen time, maybe YouTube and social media. I'm guessing. So I would say, however, there are some negative side effects, especially if the development of the child is handed over to external organizations such as Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, herein lies inherent dangers. Okay, so those are both my body paragraphs. As I said at the beginning, summary, it depends, or summary, both are true. However, when outside influence is used, that's nothing to do with the question. I was going to say it has to be controlled. I would say, I'd say both have an impact on the development of a child. However, the sole responsibility lies with the parents. And from my personal opinion, this is the whole concept of having a family. Why would you have a family if you're just going to outsource the parenting? Anyway, there we go. Again, that's a good point, actually. We don't want to get emotional about these things. So there we go. Let's go. Movies and TV shows are a good way to study history despite their lack of historical accuracy at times. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Lucky you, Ben says to the listener, because it's the second agree-disagree question, and I know that a lot of students struggle with these ones. So again, let's just walk through the framework we've been talking about. Movies and TV shows are a good way to study history. I agree. Body paragraph 1, because. Now let's develop it. Despite the lack of historical accuracy at times. Probably body paragraph 2. Okay? I just want a way to organize my thoughts, organize my positions. So let's go. Movies and TV shows are a good way to study history because, 1, they are easier to consume than books. It keeps history alive and relevant in a modern conversation in society. Another reason, 3, not only does it keep it alive, it revitalizes it with modern technology such as VR. There we go. And maybe I could talk about a movie I watched about a movie, not that I watched, but a movie produced about World War II, which viewers can watch in VR. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, body paragraph 2. And again, so here I'm looking at it through a technology angle for the further development. Again, I could probably look at it through a cost angle and just say it's more cost effective to watch a TV show or a movie than to watch a book, because movies and TV shows typically move faster and they only pick up on the details, therefore it's more cost effective. Just if I wanted to go the cost route. Okay, body paragraph 2. Now we're going to concede and we're going to recognize, we're going to acknowledge part of the question which said, despite the lack of historical accuracy at times. Okay, so we want to rephrase that. Okay, although films and TV series have been criticized for their inaccuracy, they still produce so I was just focused on paraphrasing there. So I could say I would say although they are inaccurate, actually I'm going to say, let's see, these films can be inaccurate, and I'm going to develop that actually. Okay, I'm going to say these films can be inaccurate, and sometimes might gloss over the details, and sometimes might be biased as to the Western viewpoint, or bias to the viewpoint from which the developer, from which the producer is based. There we go. There we go. Okay. This bias can lead to further inaccuracies and even compounding certain viewpoints. Okay? Oof. All right. Now I just want to develop this. For example, there is a documentary about World War II which focuses on the war from a Russian point of view and offers a completely different narrative to the standard Western dogma. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful little topic specific vocabulary there. However, even though actually no, this is my conclusion. I'm going to go to the conclusion. Even though movies and TV shows can promote a certain viewpoint, it is still better that the audience are kept aware of historical events rather than forgetting them completely, because we all know as a species we are doomed to repeat the mistakes of history. Okay, there's a certain phrase there, I just totally mangled it, but doomed to repeat the errors of history is a lovely stylistic phrase to include. So there we go. Now obviously I would be doing this with pen and paper. I would be generating more ideas. I'd be able to cherry pick a better idea. However, for now I just wanted to show you how I would go about developing a couple of these essay questions. Now in the next few episodes I'm going to carry on developing answers for task 2 questions and for the speaking questions, so keep an eye out for those. And if you are in a hurry to pass the exam, have a look at IELTSPodcast.com. When you go there, you can sign up for our Pass Fast course. It's like an email guide, and every day you get a video that shows you how to use the essay checker, how to improve your essays fast, the framework and mind goes blank, and all of these areas are covered. It's completely free. And throughout that series, I'm encouraging you as well to upgrade to the essay checker so that you can pass faster, so that you can see your errors, so that you can just keep submitting essay after essay after essay and, just instantly see where you're going wrong rather than having to wait full 24 hours for a tutor to get back to you. So have a look at that. My name is Ben Worthington, and to give you a massive thanks for tuning in today, and I wish you a beautiful day and good luck with your IELTS exam. Just one last thing actually. When you subscribe, you'll also be invited to our study sessions that we launched last week. What are these study sessions? First of all, I'll say it's not a class. It's not an IELTS class. What we do is I stream myself studying for 2 hours. It's usually Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. So 2 hours Central European time. 3 times a week, 2 hours, and we're just going to study together. We chat for 10 minutes. At the beginning of the session, you tell me what you're working on. Sometimes it's an IELTS question. I can give you some advice. I'll tell you what I'm going to be working on. And then I mute the microphone and we all study together, and you can see me studying. And yeah, we're getting some great traction with that. We've had a couple of views so far, but when you sign up, you'll get the invite to that. And I encourage you, if you're struggling with your motivation, if you're struggling with the accountability, then have a look at that. It's completely free. And when we're chatting, you've also got the opportunity just to ask me some IELTS questions also. So have a beautiful day. Good luck with the IELTS. And
Thanks for listening to IELTSPodcast.com.